BTR versus
We're
akankah
going to find out if this is going to work or not. Ladies and
BTR
gentlemen, welcome.
menang?
It's game 3 here, potentially the last one. Games of the Future 2026. Bigatron by
2026.
Vitality is at match point against last year's
Suara aman ya
champion.
teman ya, suara aman ya.
Will they be able to go ahead and get it in a sweep
Okay.
with this lineup, or will Onic take one game and extend this series?
Cek
We'll find out here. A lot again.
Okay,
I think
aman.
has to rely on the potential to make this work. Here's one thing though.
Udah aman.
You can't let this get to the late game, man.
BTR.
Because otherwise, like we've seen before, Sicilian is just going to be stacked up, and it's not going to be a fun time if you're Onic.
No. So how do they deal with that? They're going to be using this Marcel to be aggressive. Maybe the third turtle is super important here for Onic. That's why I feel like that also coincides with the fact that the Hayabusa will now get the important items. So
Alas,
has critical mass. And of course the Brody.
Sama
You
BTR.
got to be very intentful with your Brody when you draft it. That means that you have to activate it properly. And we will see how Kelra will play with this hero. To be fair, they will have to go through a lot of sustain coming out from BTR, but if they do get the burst, the initial burst, which they are very scary with, they can actually stop what BTR wants to do.
Wah, first blood ya. Nice.
Guiding wind
Waduh.
on out, but the shadow kill is going to be enough to get that first blood in the hands here of Kyrie. Oh, the sanguine claws, and then they get trapped into it. Kyrie goes down. Good use of the claws there into the back. Impact. And now this turtle is up, but they'll just wait. They can go ahead and wait for Shogun to get back to this. Again, Broken Wall is going to keep that turtle there. There's a feathered airstrike coming down. Artillery. It's going to take out Nile now. Bigatron, do they just want to try to capitalize this on the turtle? They're going to go for it, and Sun will secure the turtle. But Moreno does fall, and now Bigatron trying to disengage from it.
Oh.
Tenang.
Everything fails.
Tim BTR
It's
awal
Charlie Sanz
wajar.
to save it. That
Saya mau lagi ketemu nih.
from, Sanz.
Tulisan.
Using this Farsa, of course, with the feathered airstrike at the last moment so that they can take out the Carmilla.
Dukungan di Bull.
Good shot calling over
Onic,
coming out from Onic. We don't know exactly who made that call to still focus when Terry has been lost to them, as Lutpi will be able to take a kill down the bottom. With an 8
Skor 2-0,
out
Mas.
there. So
Skor
again,
2-0,
Onic
Mas.
starting real strong, just like in
Yang
previous
menang
two
BTR.
games.
Sabar kosong.
Okay.
Kalau yang ini
Now,
di match
they
yang
have to
ketiga,
maintain the kind of lead that
4-1
they've already
Onic
built for
mimpin.
themselves up to this point. We'll see if they're able to do
Itu menit
that.
virus di anjing.
Just,
Aku menit-
aku telat kayak
Aku menit
everyone's kind of needed.
telu, 24, 25, 26. Bener gak?
Two games, it's just somehow it's
Wih, delok nang
slipping
ngerti,
through
anjing.
now, full pressure on Emon.
Loh, aku delok nang saka iki nih langsung.
To get a couple shots off. He already used the torn apart memory. So
Yo, kan
Emon
delok
can
ini siapa, Dok?
survive. Are they gonna rotate up there? You know, he's still
Ngerti.
doing pressure, but they want to go for this anyway. Golden arrow used up.
Astaga.
Niles looking for his own steal. He's gonna get trapped into this, but the fight's
Ah,
already
delok
gonna work out.
langsung ya, Dok.
Nile is still there. Shadow kill gonna be used. He's gonna take the majority of that damage. So Nile is gone, and now next is Finn, Sanz, and they're looking for more, and Moreno will fall too. So Onic will find nearly everything they wanted.
Every single thing that they want. They can even take out their turn
Babak
energy
telur
shields in
ini-
here.
babak telur ini agak lumayan
Kera
ya.
being in there, so that's a lot of extra gold that you're given to your gold laner. Gets back and pushes in.
Emang
Gets a kill
Waduh.
afterwards. Eman then taken out. Sans is on a different planet right now. We always say that
Doon lang
Sans has
hidupin
always
langsung,
been one
Bull.
of the best mid laners out there. He plays so
ketik
well.
wae
Whenever he
gini,
is on, man, he is
ATM,
really,
tapi
really on.
nggo caps lock tuh sing
this
gede
game, Sans decided, you know what, guys, let me take
Ketemu,
this
Jok.
game in my hands, at least for now. But it's just been
Serius,
different
man.
because of the
Ketemu.
pace that they're able to set. You know, this is also Onyx
Langsung
turn to
wae.
go ahead and take. You got Kyrie swinging over there. Everybody is a big threat to Bigatron by Vitality right now.
Aku
in this
menit
game. And
iki,
Keyboard
menit
too,
4,
on the Marcel,
50,
which we
51,
usually see banned
52.
out. There's a reason why it was prioritized.
Men,
and
thank
picked
you, men,
up.
ya. Thank
He's
you,
able to
man.
go ahead and provide so much information and just be annoying. I mean, look at him right now, just staying in the jungle over of Bigatron by Vitality. And also,
Wis nonton urung nang asli
again,
nih,
with this kind of unique pick, maybe this is one of those cases where they oh my goodness, Loopy. Yep, he took the purple. Loopy got the purple. So that maybe it's one of those cases, Wolf, where they just kind of overcooked and Sans gets another one on Emon.
Yeah. Sometimes there are just games where you are so ahead and you are incentivized by being so aggressive Sometimes you're not, but this game definitely is a game
Masih aman,
that
teman.
incentivizes aggression
Aman,
from
ya.
Onic, as they are now controlling the
Lebih
map
rough.
and they're taking so much away from
Sabar
BTR.
tuh.
However, it still is
Menit
the game,
5.
right?
Menit
If there's
5 ya.
something that we've learned
42,
from the
43,
past two games that we've seen is that you're
45,
never going to be
46.
complacent if you're Onic. There could be a lot of
Bener gak?
angles for
Kakek
BTR
5
to
detik.
eventually come back from this game.
Karunaku cepetan gunamu ya.
Yeah, this is okay. Shogun.
Benamu.
He just tried to do what he could.
Cepat
Mlbb
kayak
was
ini gunamu
caught
tuh.
out. The rest of the team's fighting in the mid lane though. There's just not enough damage. I mean, loopy enough, able to take those bad impacts and now jump in full.
Ih, mati.
People has to
Nice,
flicker,
tuh.
but there goes a kill to Emon. He's able to go ahead and trade. So it's the XP laner for the roam. A kill that Bigatron by Vitality needed here, but they're
Gunamu
still
pira full tak
massively
detik
behind. Yes, we've seen this before, but not
semenit Gi.
this much of a deficit
Menit pira kowe?
in between both teams, and it's about
6.20.
6,000 gold. So we'll see. Bigatron
50.
by
Ah,
Vitality
pira wis
needs to
saiki pira?
cover some grounds. BTR though, they can
Iki
try to push this
6.30.
turret.
30 tidak 30 31 ya.
Kyrie's here. They know it. They
34, 35, 36, 37.
Ah. Terus masih 41 iki.
Ya apa betul berarti?
Also
Lagi pas satu Gi. Podo ya.
looking for a feathered airstrike. They're gonna go
Okay.
down. Retribution used. Emon trapped by himself. Doesn't have Finn next to him, so he goes down.
1-3-0.
That's unfortunate.
No, unfortunate, but at the
Ini
same
sampai
time,
iki sampai
Onic are
sampai ke
now in a spot
bawah.
where they can control this turtle because of that.
Aku nggak ngerti meneh kalau Onic ya.
My comments is
Naik ke
the ability
comeback
is
ya.
there. As long as they see the Moreno
Oh, yang mau,
Sicilian, they know that they can push.
Menit keloro pun ke
From
comeback ya.
their side, of course.
Early lu mau
This is one of those
menang
things where
ketemu.
3 for 3
Iya, early menang mah aku. Deleng sekilas ya
Kan?
Kak. Deleng sekilas saulung tutupan tuku. Deleng sekilas aku.
Mau panemorinya gacor.
Iya. No pane mau tak aku nih, gacor. No pane
In this
gacor.
case for Onic, it would look really bad if somehow this game got away from them. Just because you don't take this kind of lead,
Gila,
face against this kind of composition,
kan pakai
and let that happen. You know, there's just no way I can see that happening. This is one of those games, like you said, Wolf, where, you know, it might be one of those instances
Iki
where it's just
pembuang
go
loro
game,
itu.
you know, get us to the next
Aktif banget
one.
ya sih.
Because right now it's just too much. And Onic, you know, they got to wait for the Lord to come up, and there's still a minute and a half, so they're just going to go try to get the shield down here. Feathered airstrike being dropped down. They want to push this wave in, but they can't get the shield just yet.
Gonna be settling with this one for
Mlbb ini
now,
tetap sih
as,
so
they're
cool.
slowly trickling down the resources
Ikut
of
pukul
BTR.
para
If they
Milan.
are oppressive this
Iya,
time with this
sebenarnya.
run, I
Menghina
think,
banget,
they
gitu
can
ya.
easily take this game, and especially you cannot wait for
Dikira lawan RRQ.
Bass impact coming up from Moreno is too much to handle, and you're
Makanya
not able to
gue.
push anymore, and you're gonna be put in a game where it's finding Moreno all the time.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in that spot for sure.
Wah, anjing
Yeah,
poinnya
they're
tuh.
gonna put pressure here.
Mancingnya
Tier 1
apik
in the
banget.
base. Feathered airstrike drop down. Emon in trouble. Has to get away
Waduh,
again.
Emon
But
mati loh.
Sands will burn him on it down. Able to take one. And now Golden Hour are going to be dropped. Trapped in it. But turret goes down first. And they go back to the fountain to heal
Emon
up.
mati pak.
That's going to be the shield popping up finally here in the mid. They might be able to get the bottom too. With 10 seconds still in the death timer of Emon. Rockets being thrown out here. Dragon Shogun back. Kelra is able to get a couple stacks here. Still
Nah,
tanky
iya.
enough to go ahead and
Wah,
take
tapi
that
kena late
damage.
game sih Cecilion sih bahaya ini.
But they hold on to the shield.
You hold down the jump. They want to try to go for the
Cecilion ini
exchange
menggila
here,
sih, Gizi.
BTR, but they can't. 5 seconds before the
Aku jamin
Lord
si
has
Cecilion
happened,
ini.
so these are the games, these are the
Iya,
moments, specific
dan
moments that you have to
Mlbb
look out for.
Iya, Cecilion ini kira ke late game.
The moments where you lost from the previous game.
Cetak.
So,
The jungle man.
Cecilion nih.
yep, it's all Onic.
Tenang nih
Carmelo
Kelda.
is just, it wasn't it.
Aku pendukung iki kok Bun.
But
BBM.
you're down 3,000 gold. And I think all he had was what? Cursed helm and another
BBM.
half item basically at this point. I mean, that is not where you want to be. I'm sure this one, once again, is probably. I don't think it's going to be an ending push here with this Lord, despite being up this much. But
Ikan
because they can
gebrakan
still
kayak
relatively clear
ini
out
kan
these waves,
lawan
they can
aura
still hold
tapi
on. They
boomingnya.
might lose all the base
Oh iya,
turrets, especially
gebrakan
since
palingnya.
the
Boleh
shields
boleh
were
sih
worked on, and
gebrakan.
Onyx got all these waves lined up.
Tapi ini
They're
kebangetan
gonna go start
gebrakannya
pushing the base
anjing.
here.
Iya asli
The
paten.
last time this happened though, BTR were able to find something, so you gotta be careful if you're Onic.
Another airstrike being thrown down. Golden hour
Masalah
already
itu,
used too. They're gonna clear out that
Wait.
lord. It's nearly taken down this mid turret. They're gonna jump
Oh,
in.
masuk
Shadow
muncul
kills.
dia.
I thought Kyrie was gonna use it. He actually holds
Ngono
on to
pikir
it.
kaya kue ngono
So still, the
Ratna.
lord is cleared out. Now this bottom wave.
Tapi
pushing
jangan
forward,
miring
Megatron.
loh,
This is what we're
Miring
talking
dan
about.
itu.
This lineup allows them to clear these waves.
Dia mikir mau ngasih
And
20
this
orang pasti
whole
kena salah
time, this is
sisi.
the
Ternyata
thing,
ini
Moreno's getting
hindar
stacks
ya.
here. Once again, they gotta press
Begini sih.
onto this turret. A feathered
Tapi
airstrike dropped down. They're holding on. They'll clear out the waves.
Biasaan Onic mati
Okay.
siji. Padahal nyerang loh.
Not to Shabitol for BTR, but they do lose their mid lane turret, which is gonna be annoying for them to deal with. And now there is going to be the purple buff take coming out
Mati
from
siji.
side of Onic. 90 seconds. That's another
Ay.
important
Bisa nggak sih
milestone here
setake-
for
setake
Onic that they have
Moreno
to
sih?
really
Cecilione?
be careful about. Because not only were these moments the
Ke ngetok nih lah.
turning
Stake.
points
Pi
in
lagi
these
stake.
games, but also it is a point where you're gonna see
Jadi mati
whether or
lurus
not you
aja.
can actually take out the Sicilian, because Sicilian eventually will be a problem. Right now it isn't.
Kurang usil pangan.
Eventually it will.
Tona's
Mati nggak?
welcome. Gonna go ahead and throw Shogun down
Oh,
really
man.
low. Can't escape. And now trapped in the golden
Wow.
hour. Finn,
Man,
Circle
balik,
Eagle, the rest of the
man,
team is
balik.
taking the shadow kill here too. They're trying to get back to the base, but oh,
Nice.
boy, jumping forward. Moreno's still going to be able to survive because of the health. And now Finn in trouble. Kyrie will just go ahead and grab this one. It might take him a little bit longer, but Finn knows it. He's gone. And now the rest of the team of Onic in this space with the wave pushing in. They've got the full force. Kyrie might not even need to be here for this, but they're going to do what they can. BTR on the defense, trying to clear out the waves. Daytona's welcome. Going to be used. Winter Crown. There's the feathered airstrike. They take out Nile. Lootby's in trouble, though. He does fall as Shogun's able to get it. The shadow kill is already going to be used. Now they have to heal up, but they're looking for more. They have the stacks there, and they're going to go for Emon. They're going to lock down on the crystal. They've got a
Sokun,
wave.
tapi Sokun.
Cannon minion, but BTR
Gokil no.
will
Isi
still
so
be able to defend.
bertahan loh.
They
Coba.
hang on. They use the golden hour,
Oh
I guess,
my
to
God.
stop any kind of progression coming out from BTR. But I guess they just are aiming to get this Lord for themselves, which they will, freely, style. They have inflated their own lead by about 13,000 now. 13,000 gold. And there still is a chip on
Sokunnya
their
cuma mati
shoulder.
sih guys.
Because of whatever happened in
Aku jamin
games
Sokunnya
number
cuma
1
mati.
and 2, you cannot be complacent if you are Onic. But you have a titanic
Itu
lead
saya
now,
dulu
though.
poinnya
With two
poinnya
turrets also down
Poin dia,
there,
kan?
so there's a lot that
Iya.
they can work
comeback
with.
ke
Nice.
comeback ke bacot
Would you
ini.
feel like there is still an angle where BTR eventually wins in this game?
Oh
Waduh.
man, that's so. I feel like that
Berpuslen
answer
nggak sih?
lies on if Moreno can stay alive.
Berpuslen nggak
And
ini?
Emon, I mean, even for Emon, you know, on this carry, he's kind of had a really tough game, honestly. Moreno's going to go ahead and try to clear this wave. Shogun will go ahead and tank this up, but this
Ayo,
is an opening for
posisikan
Onic to go ahead and take.
Posisi.
Consecration's already going to be popped.
PH
too.
soalnya.
They displace him a bit. Feather airstrike going to be dropped down, and Moreno still
Belum dikali-kali,
alive.
Sok.
He takes a
Moreno.
couple shots from Kelra, but they're going to clear out the Lord. And
Ini
now
bisa bertahan.
Shogun falls. The front line is
Gokil.
gone. Emon doing what he can, guiding wins on out, but they clear out the wave again.
Lalu
And now
ikan
BTR, they got to clear out
Masih
the
bisa
canyon
bertahan,
wave
no?
and the wave in mid, but Onic eyeing the base,
Bingung
eyeing
ini,
the crystal
ya.
here. They
Aduh,
want to
Vin.
go for it. They're going to go in. Just a last-ditch effort,
Aduh,
trying to
Vin,
stay
ini
in
apa,
as
Cok?
Finn is
Masuk, Cok.
gone, and now it's too long for Shogun to be up. So a feathered airstrikes drop down. Emon is working on what he
Okay.
can, but the crystal's going to go to Onic anyway. Finally, Onic makes it a series.
Keyboy ulti apa, Cok?
With that amount of lead, about
Ulti nggak jelas, Mas.
30,000 and even more afterwards.
Oke, ente
They
untuk
use it
untuk si
as a battering
BTR ya,
ram to
BTR
push
ya.
their way and force their way